This might be hard for some women to hear, but men are not morally obliged to stay in a sexless marriage. Just as no woman signs up to be sex slaves of their partner, neither does any man sign up for decades of celibacy and lack of any intimacy. We have to understand that loyalty is about more than just physically committing not to sleep with someone else. It's about committing to the marriage vows that you took, of being in relationship with that person. And if you're withholding love and affection and respect, you are not being loyal, and you are not upholding the marriage vows that you took.
Would you say that men can only really appreciate the other aspects of a relationship once they're sexually satisfied?
Women need to feel love to have sex. Men need to have sex to feel love.
You can say the nicest things to a man, you can cook for him, you can look after him, but if you are not satisfying him sexually, he'll risk it all to be with somebody who does. It's like you have to go through that gateway in order to access the best parts of them, in order to get that attachment, to get that appreciation, to get that love out of them. It's like you have to go in that direction first, and then they can reward you. So it's almost like that's the avenue now to get love out of them. So it's very difficult. When couples come to me, the first thing I ask is like, are you sleeping together? And she's like, oh no, we are not. And everything you've done, like arranging birthdays for his mom, cooking for him, ironing his clothes, it doesn't mean anything until he's sexually satisfied. So start with that.
Getting ran through by all these different men, and they seem to have plenty of energy for sex at that time, but not within the sanctity of their own marriage.
Last but not least, let's talk sympathy sex. That's my name for it. I made it up. I'm gonna call it sympathy sex. Sympathy sex is when you really don't feel like it, really don't want to, and you just lay in the bed, do whatever. Who wants to be
also known as starfish sex, lazy sex, friend zone sex? Basically, a lot of men have been permanently friend zoned within their marriage, and they have to beg, control, convince, manipulate, and do everything they can to get some sex. But there's no true desire for that man. And the woman really doesn't put in effort. She's not doing all the tricks and things that she tried to do when they were single or younger, or when they first got together, because she has him now. She doesn't have to impress him anymore. She doesn't have to do all those things to blow his mind. And so now it's just, okay, let's get it over with. You're being lazy.
Never has a woman said, I started giving my man more blowjobs and it totally ruined our relationship. Never has that happened ever in the history of society. There are really only upsides to doing this during this week. There really aren't any bad sides or downsides to doing this. But
okay, the one way to make a man stay? Number 1, feed him. Number 2, give him head. And number 3, leave him alone. He wants peace and quiet.
I have said it once and I'll say it again. If you do not want your husband or your boyfriend to cheat, it's very simple what you need to do. Here are the 5 things, guys. Initiate intimacy. Don't make your man beg. Okay? Every day. Number 2, make sure there is a home cooked meal on the table. If you guys don't live together, that's fine. You could bring him over some food to his house. Number 3, clean. Clean the house. Pop over to his house, surprise him, clean his house. Number 4, do his laundry. It is such a easy thing to do and could go a long way. Number 5, when he gets home, give him some peace and quiet. The last thing he wants is a chick that is nagging at him, complaining, asking him to do things that he's not going to want to do. So give him some peace and quiet. It's very simple, ladies. If you want to keep your man happy, do those 5 things. Problem solved.
It's a really good idea that women should do every night when they crawl into bed. They should just rub their husband's back. Think about it. He goes to work and goes to war all day long. The core of the masculine is his mission. He is just on point all day long. And then he comes home and he wants to come home to this peaceful, sweet haven of a place. And when he goes to bed, he wants to be able to just fall asleep and relax. And I think it would be a really good thing for women to just rub his back until he falls asleep as much as possible.
It is my duty to be a throat goat to my boyfriend. I will make sure his dick and balls are so far down my throat that his balls are playing with my uvula. And he will receive that 24/7. All of his loads will be taken care of. So yeah, that's my role as a girlfriend.
Suck his dick, be his piece, and above all motherfucking else, baby, please learn when to shut the fuck up. Then maybe he might just be happy. Just saying. Don't beat me up. I know how you girls like to tussle, but you know.
Keep a man coming back for more.
Well, I have 3 secrets, and the last one is the best. Number 1 is look after yourself. Go to the gym, wear makeup, wash your hair. That's very important. And number 2, if he comes around, make sure, you wear like a sexy outfit. The house is clean, smells nice. And number 3, and the most important one, make sure you give him the best in the world. This way, we'll never go to another one.
Always give it to him without asking. Every morning and every night, I'm giving my man head because I've noticed that whenever I give him head in the morning, it starts his day off right and he's feeling great throughout the whole day. And at nighttime when I give him head, he goes to sleep so good. And even just like at any moment that I notice him a little stressed, I'm gonna give him head.
Breaking news. Recent studies have shown sending your man pics of your teddies on a daily basis, proven to reduce stress, anxiety, and make him more relaxed in general. Daily advice by Quinn.
Okay, ladies, here are some tips for a good mouth hug. Tongue over your bottom teeth, lip over your top teeth. Sometimes some dudes don't like the feeling of the teeth. I mean, gentlemen, you could tell me in the comments if you do, but everyone's a little different. Don't suck too hard, or it could hurt. But how fast you go and how hard you suck means it goes anywhere from warming them up to they're almost gonna finish. Be enthusiastic, make eye contact, be into it. If you're not into it, it's not as hot for them. So if you're a gagger and you just don't enjoy the process, we have a product called Great Dot Head. What this does is it makes them taste like blueberry lemonade. It's super tasty. Plus it makes it so you don't gag. It's a win. Also, remember your tongue is very important, and that pickle has multiple areas of sensitivity. And don't forget, some of them like a little grab or a tickle. Let me know, did you enjoy these tips? Would you add any more? Drop them in the comments.
Just a little PSA. The moment you tell me you're about to bust is the moment you just lost all opportunity to pull out, because I'm about to throw it back on you 10 times harder.
One simple technique to do with your legs tonight that takes you to an absolute goddess level in the bedroom. I've been a pleasure coach for 16 years and people get bored. They're like, hey, what's something I can do, Steph, that's going to really blow his mind? It's called the leg cross. And I wish more ladies knew about this. You're using the power of your leg muscles as well as your PC muscles to be able to squeeze in all the right places. The great thing about it is it's so freaking easy. Anybody can do it. All you need to do is cross your legs at your ankles and you can be in just about any position that you want to be and simply turned. And then you're going to use the power of your legs to control that PC muscle and squeeze when you want to. 2 things that are going to happen. Number 1, you're going to feel your partner more. And number 2, your partner's going to feel you a whole lot more. Guys always talk about like that gorilla grip or like when she does the squeezy thing. If you're not exactly sure how to really connect with those PC muscles, get in this position. It's going to allow you to feel what everybody's been talking about. Pro tip, grab a good moisturizer. It's really going to add to the whole experience. All the best stuff is over in my bio, best moisturizers, position aids, all the good stuff. Follow me for more tips. Have fun. Keep your relationship spicy.
Girls need to start giving their man head more often. Girls are wondering why their man is just like walking around moody and he's just sad and he's just not feeling good. And it's because you're not giving him head. Like, you need to release that tension for him. Whenever you're not giving him head, the stress that he builds throughout the day is just building up and building up and building up. And nobody is releasing it for him. And you're supposed to release it for him by giving him head. And then it's just like all bottled up inside and then he's moody and he's not happy. And girls wonder why. It's like, you gotta give your man head every day.
Somebody need to hear this. 1, 2, 3 sucks today will keep the arguments away, or at least decrease them by 80%. I said what I said.
Did you know men have clits on their dick? If you lick the little like skin part of the tip up to the hole, you men will go so crazy over it. You do that and roll your tongue crazy all over the shaft, you're busting the fattest fucking load in my mouth. Men, if she wanted to, she would. But if she doesn't, I will.
If you like someone for their looks, it's obsession. If you like someone for their kindness, it's admiration. If you like someone for their money, it's interest. If you like someone through thin and thick, it's genuine commitment. If you love someone because they love you, it's called empathy. If you love someone for the way they make you laugh, it's humor-based affection. If you like someone for their mind and the knowledge, it's intellectual attraction. If you like someone even when you're far apart, it's emotional connection. But if you're confused and you don't understand why you like this person, that's the true love.
Sluttiest thing a woman can do: tying your hair up. And there's only one specific way to do it. And as always, let me demonstrate. So you first take out your hair tie from your wrist and you have to bite it while you're like putting your hair up. So like this, and then you put your hair up. And while you're doing it, I have a jacket on right now. While you're putting your hair up, your neckline will show. And you know what neckline means. And just like said in the last video, make eye contact with them while you're tying your hair up.
There are 3 things that every man needs from his lady that will keep him loving her forever. They are: number 1, time with her in the bedroom every day. Number 2, a full stomach. It's true, a man's stomach is the key to his heart. Number 3, he needs peace.
I love a facial, but now the game changes here. So I'm now deciding my bed activities on how I feel for the week. For instance, if I have a sore throat coming on, like a tickle down the throat, you know that magic juice is going down there. It is like gold dust. It fixes it better than any medication. If I am sunburned and my skin needs rejuvenating, you know I'm opting for the facial. If I'm cramping and I feel bloated, well, it's cream pie, because this stuff, I promise, is like medicine. It doesn't matter what issue you have, get it and it will fix it.
3 types of women. The first 2, men usually will end up leaving, sadly, and the third one, they rarely do.
Let me make this really simple for you. Men have this threshold, and it's called the respect threshold. Typically, the only woman that men will end up leaving is a woman who continuously disrespects him with her time, not answering texts back appropriately, disrespecting him in front of family members, disrespecting him when he is constantly going for bids of physical intimacy and she continuously rejects him, disrespects him by flirting with other men or putting crappy pictures of herself on IG. That's it. That's literally the only type of women that men typically will end up leaving.
One thing that I learned in my season of separation is that to serve my husband is literally serving myself, because he's like my right arm. So if I don't take care of him, I'm not taking care of myself.
That's so true.
Yo, you're one. And when you go into a marriage with an independent mindset of like, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And when they're not, you're like, you're not doing all of these things. Well, what are you going to do to help pick up your right arm?
Yeah.
You have to, and you might have to change a lot about yourself.
Say this to say, woman, sometimes you have no idea. So woman out here, I wait for your man. I wait for him to if you up there keep up fuckery. I wanna not give the man them the attention. I wanna not do what the man them want to do. And girl, you don't know that there's women here like me. We'll wait for your relationship to fuck up, because me know you have a good man and me think me deserve a good man, and who I experience a good man, but that good man happen to be your man. I'm not going to interfere with the man, I'm not going to take your man, but if you fuck up and him need rescuing, there.
So if one partner has a greater sex drive and the other partner says, all you want me for is this, because whenever you touch me, whenever you make an advance, whenever you try and initiate, all you want me for is that, it confuses the other partner, because they're like, wait a second, you're the one person in this world that legitimately I'm supposed to go to for this, and now you're making it wrong, you're making it dirty, you're making it not feel good. What am I supposed to do, right? And so is it true that's all that they want you for? Or do they show up at night? Do they do things around the house? Do they
contribute financially? Are there other things that they do? And this just might be more magnified for them. They may have a greater drive for this than you. But is it true that that's all that they want you for? Because when you say things like that, it's hurtful and it confuses the other partner, because where else are they supposed to go?
So
with
every
it?
time you orgasm, you make something called NK, natural killer cells. They fight cancer, they fight aging, they keep you young. The more you have sex as you age, the more you will fight aging, fight depression, fight illness. Get into bed and have an orgasm, even if it's with yourself. It's quicker than putting all those primers on. It's way cheaper, and it penetrates way better than those primers. You have 16 layers of skin. There's no way you can get to those 16 layers. But orgasms slow down aging for a very good reason. Nature believes you're making a baby and it wants you to be young and fit to look after that baby. And it's also great pain control. When you're in pain, you've got a headache. I know someone who said, I can't have sex, I've got a headache. It's like, no, if you have sex, you won't have a headache. Come over here, because it's the best pain control you can have. It has so many great things. So it fights aging, fights cancer and many, many other illnesses. It's a natural painkiller. You create oxytocin, which is a powerful bonding hormone.
According to men in this survey, here are 9 surprising things about mouth hugs. Let's start with number 9. Let's start backwards. Number 9, swallow, don't spit. Spitters are quitters. They say it's sexy, no stress and no mess. 8, make the occasional eye contact. It's super sexy and it's just occasional, not like the crazy eyes. Number 7, deep throat at your best ability. And if you have that terrible gag reflex, grab a bottle of Great Dot Head, our secret. They say the more the eggplant you can get in your mouth is the better. Number 6, feel okay to make noises. Number 5, don't be afraid to be messy. Sloppy is the nature of the game, they say. Number 4, work those balls. Number 3, let his hands roam free. NS with the EX, men see with their hands. They like to grab and to feel. Number 2, notice if he starts doing that uncontrollable thrusting. That pretty much means go deeper or faster. And number 1, pay attention to each part of his eggplant, because each part feels differently and needs its own attention. The inner side of his eggplant is more sensitive than the top.
Every day, I pack my husband's lunch so he's not tempted to go eat out at Chick-fil-A when he doesn't need to, because he already has food in his lunchbox. On the same note, every day, I make sure that his sex tank is full so that he won't feel temptation to stop somewhere else to fill it up. I know you're like, you don't trust your husband? No, I trust my husband. I trust my husband, okay? But I'm not gonna leave him on an empty tank searching for gas when I could just fill it up at home. Your man needs sex.
And another thing, listen, I'm 36. Yes, 36, I said it. So I'ma still teach the little young one something. When that man sit down on that couch, he be like, y'all know what that mean? That mean that man really wants some head. Come on now. Don't play with it. Get that Vaseline, get that lip gloss, whatever you need, and get to work. Get that job done.
I'm a firm believer that homie head, friend head should be a thing. If me and you are friends, whether you're a girl or a guy, and you need to get off, but you don't have anybody to get off with, you can absolutely call me up, man or woman. If you are my friend, I will get you off, period. And vice versa. Can we normalize that?
Tell me a sound that's better than this.
Hawk, and spit on that thing, you get me?